When Jesus calls Peter, Andrew, James, and John in today's gospel, the text says, "They left their nets and followed him." That is a dramatic response to a simple call. Without hesitation or reflection, they leave everything behind and immediately join his company. Now, often when people reflect on this passage, they try to imagine what was there about Jesus that was so charismatic and attractive that it would make people drop everything and go after him. And don't get me wrong, I think Jesus was charismatic and had an attractive personality. But I do not believe these qualities completely explain the disciples' immediate response. I think we should consider not only the strength of Jesus' person, but also what was going on in the lives of Peter and his companions before they met Jesus. I think we need to reflect not only on the power of Jesus' call, but on how God was working in the hearts of the disciples to prepare them to accept that call. Perhaps when he got up in the morning on the day Jesus called him, Peter thought to himself, "Another day of fishing. I know it's honest work and it provides for my family, but why do I still have this emptiness within me? Why do I keep thinking there should be more? Why do I keep seeking something deeper?" But what could that possibly be? Perhaps James, as he began to mend his nets and thought to himself, "I truly love God, and I know that I serve God by being a good husband and father. But what a joy it would be to somehow, if I were able to speak directly to people about God's goodness. But how could I do that? How could I make that happen? I am only a fisherman. Who would listen to me?" Then Jesus comes walking along the beach and says, "Follow me." They say, "Of course, this is it." And immediately they leave everything they have and become his disciples. God is always calling us to the next stage of our lives, to something new. So doesn't it make sense that God would be preparing us to respond to his call? Maybe we always presumed that we would follow the family tradition of becoming a doctor. That was the expectation, and at least you halfway accepted it. You sign up for the pre-med classes, and people tell you, yes, this is what I want to be. But there's something about medicine that just does not click for you, something incomplete, and you know it. Then one day you go with a friend to hear a lecture on philosophy, and you say to yourself, "Of course, this is it. I want to be a teacher." In a heartbeat, you change your major. You may have been retired for a couple years. You play plenty of golf, you visit several countries, and adore your grandchildren. But in your heart, you know it is not enough. You need something more. Then one day you visit a homeless shelter, and as you watch people unpack their paper bags for the night, you say to yourself, "Of course, this is it." Without hesitation, you know that helping people here will now be part of your life. God is always preparing us for that next call. What will yours be? What will mine be? That is why attentiveness is an essential virtue of discipleship. We must be people who honestly claim what is in our hearts, what we seek, what we need, what we yearn for. These feelings are not random movements. They are the work of the Spirit prompting us and preparing us. And when we are willing to be attentive to the Spirit's action, we'll be ready, so that when Jesus walks by and says, "Come," we'll immediately leave what we have and follow him.